Good evening. You're watching Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Tina Jha with News Tonight. Before we go over to the headlines, Rajya Sabha TV appeals to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions by you are all that it takes to defeat the ongoing pandemic. And now let's get you the headlines. After talks with farmers, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar says consensus reached on draft electricity law and rollback of stubble burning provisions. Discussions to continue on the 4th of January on the repeal of farm laws and the legal status of MSP. Union Cabinet approves industrial corridor nodes at Krishnapatnam and Tumkur, export of indigenously developed surface-to-air Akash missile system. Ethanol production to increase. Cabinet approves modified plan on extracting ethanol from several products including rice, wheat, barley, maize and sugarcane. Amid status quo on the line of actual control in Ladakh, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh sends stern message to Pakistan and China. Asserts there will be no compromise with India's self-respect and sovereignty. And active cases of COVID fall across the country. National recovery rate rises to nearly 96%. 20 people found positive for the new strain of virus from the UK. Flights from Britain banned till the 7th of January. And the top story of the day, the centre held its 6th round of talks with representatives of 40 farmers' unions on Wednesday. After the meeting, Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar said the talks were held in a very good environment and it concluded on a positive note as well. He said a consensus has been reached between the two sides on 2 out of 4 issues. The minister said the government has decided to roll back provisions on stubble burning and also the draft electricity law.
आज की बैठक पूर्व की तरह बहुत अच्छे वातावरण में सौहार्दपूर्ण वातावरण में संपन्न हुई और आज की बैठक में किसान यूनियन के नेताओं ने जो 4 विषय चर्चा के लिए रखे थे उनमें 2 विषयों पर आपसी रजामंदी सरकार और यूनियन के बीच में हो गई है.
The Agriculture Minister further said discussions on the 3 farm laws and the legal guarantee on MSP will continue in the next round of talks, which is scheduled on the 4th of January. The centre, during its meeting with the farmer unions, offered to set up a committee to deliberate on their demands related to the agricultural laws.
3 कानून जिनमें 2 नए कानून हैं, 1 संशोधन है, इनको रिपील करने की बात यूनियंस करती रही हैं और हम लोगों ने अपने तर्कों से उनको यह बताने की कोशिश की कि किसान की कठिनाई कहाँ है और जहाँ कठिनाई है वहाँ खुले मन से सरकार विचार करने को तैयार है. इसी प्रकार से एमएसपी के विषय में भी सरकार पहले ही यह कहती रही है कि एमएसपी जारी है, जारी रहेगी. पिछले बार जब हमने प्रस्ताव दिए थे उस समय भी हमने ये कहा था कि एमएसपी जारी रहेगी, ये लिखित में सरकार देने को तैयार है.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also reiterated the government's commitment towards farmers' welfare. He suggested that farmers should engage in a logical debate on every clause of the farm laws with the government. Rajnath Singh said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi was striving to increase the income of the farming community. He also went on to say that the farm laws have been made in the interest of the farmers.
इस बिल को मैंने भी स्वयं देखा है, कृषि मंत्री भी रह चुका हूं और कृषि जगत की बहुत सारी समस्याओं से मैं अच्छी तरह वाकिफ भी हूं। इसलिए मैं कह सकता हूं कि यह किसानों के हित में है। एक बार कम से कम 2 साल तक एक प्रयोग करके आप देखें तो कि यह तीनों जो कानून कृषि संबंधित हैं वह किसानों के लिए कितने उपयोगी हैं, देखें तो उसके बाद आपके साथ बैठने को हम लोग तैयार हैं। आप बैठिए, आप जहां जहां कहेंगे आवश्यक संशोधन करने के लिए हमारी सरकार तैयार है। और आज भी हमारे किसान भाई बैठे हैं, किसी एक्सपर्ट को बैठाना चाहते हैं एक्सपर्ट को बैठा लें, सरकार के साथ बातचीत हो और बातचीत के द्वारा यदि यह निकलता है कि नहीं इन कानूनों को फला क्लाज में संशोधन करने की आवश्यकता है, तो उसके लिए भी हमारी सरकार तैयार है। हम पूरी तरह से फ्लेक्सिबल हैं। हम केवल सरकार के लिए सरकार नहीं चला रहे हैं, हम देश के लिए, गरीब के लिए, देश के किसानों के लिए, देश की जनता के लिए सरकार चला रहे हैं। भारत को यदि धनवान भारत बनाना है तो भारत के किसानों को भी धनवान हमको बनाना होगा, यानी उनकी आमदनी को हमको बढ़ाना होगा। यह हमारे प्रधानमंत्री की सोच रही है और प्रारंभ से उनके द्वारा यह कोशिश की जा रही है। अब इसे मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस का जहां तक सवाल है, आप पिछली सरकारों ने भी मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस हर वर्ष बढ़ाई है, कभी नहीं बढ़ाई है, लेकिन आप देखिए उस रेशियो में हमारे प्रधानमंत्री ने कितनी बढ़ाई है। मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस पर जितनी परचेज पहले होती थी और अब कितनी हो रही है, कितने सारे आइटम्स की हो रही है, आंकड़े उठाकर देखिए तो पूरी तरह से बात साफ हो जाएगी।
Moving on, the Union Cabinet, headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday, cleared modified scheme to enhance production of first-generation ethanol from feedstocks. It also gave its nod for a 3,000 crore rupees project to turn Paradip Port into a world-class port, besides deciding to go ahead with opening of Indian missions in countries like Estonia, Paraguay and the Dominican Republic. The Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs on Wednesday approved a modified scheme to enhance capacity to produce first-generation ethanol in the country. 1G ethanol is produced from feedstock like rice, wheat, barley, corn, sugarcane, sugar beet, etc. Petroleum Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said the government approved an interest subvention of 4,573 crore rupees for ethanol production and fixed a target of 10% blending of fuel-grade ethanol with petrol by 2022 and 20% blending by 2030.
पहले शुगर से ही सिर्फ एथेनॉल बनती थी। सरकार ने इन दिनों में राइस, मेज, उनसे भी एथेनॉल बनाने का अनुमति दे दिया। सरकार ने 8,460 करोड़ रुपया की इंटरेस्ट सबवेंशन स्कीम की जिम्मेवारी लिया है, जिसमें से 4,687 करोड़ रुपया ऑलरेडी अप्रूव पिछले दिनों में कर लिया गया था। आज 4,573 रुपया की 4,573 करोड़ रुपीज की आज सैंक्शन माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की नेतृत्व में जो आज कैबिनेट बैठी उसने उनको सैंक्शन किया।
The cabinet also approved a 3,000 crore rupees project to turn Paradip Port in Odisha into a world-class port by setting up a dock. The project will facilitate decongestion of the port, reduce sea freight, making coal imports cheaper, and also create job opportunities.
पारादीप पोर्ट में एक वेस्टर्न डॉक बनाने के लिए आज मोदी जी के नेतृत्व वाली सरकार ने 3,000 करोड़ रुपीस का खर्च करके एक आधुनिक और विश्वस्तरीय बंदरगाह निर्माण करने के लिए फैसला लिया है। पारादीप में एक वेस्टर्न डॉक के माध्यम से 25 मिलियन मैट्रिक टन कार्गो के क्षमता वाला है, 18 मीटर ड्राफ्ट वाला एक डॉक बनाने जा रहे हैं। 3,000 करोड़ खर्च से बनने वाले इस डॉक में कैप बेसिस आ पाएगी।
The CCEA also approved industrial corridor nodes at Andhra Pradesh's Krishnapatnam and Karnataka's Tumkur under Chennai-Bengaluru Industrial Corridor. It further approved a multimodal logistics and transport hub at Greater Noida. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar said the projects will generate nearly 3 lakh jobs.
7,725 करोड़ के लागत से और जिससे लगभग 3 लाख रोजगार पैदा होंगे, ऐसी योजना को आज मंजूरी मिली है। कृष्णपट्टनम जो बंदरगाह है पूर्व में, वहां 2,139 करोड़ के लागत से ये औद्योगिक ट्रक क्षेत्र का विकास होगा। तुमकुर में 1701 करोड़ के लागत से कर्नाटक में है। ये इंडस्ट्रियल चेन्नई बंगलोर इंडस्ट्रियल कॉरिडोर जो है, चेन्नई बंगलोर के बीच में जो सारा इंडस्ट्री का विकास होना है, उसके ये 2 महत्वपूर्ण आधार है।
In a major move to boost domestic defense manufacturing, the government also approved the export of indigenous Akash missile system and set up a panel to ensure faster approvals for acquisition proposals by various countries. It further approved an MOU between India and Bhutan on cooperation in the peaceful uses of outer space, besides giving its nod for opening of 3 Indian missions in Estonia, Paraguay and Dominican Republic in 2021. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh warned China that India has the capability to deal with any country having an expansionist agenda. He further said that India will not tolerate anything that hurts its self-respect. In a stern message to both China and Pakistan, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh on Wednesday asserted that New Delhi is very focused on dealing with external threats to its security. In an interview to news agency ANI, he added that India will never compromise on its pride.
जो हमको छेड़ेगा तो हम उसे छोड़ेंगे नहीं, बस चाहे जो भी हो। वैसे हमारी कोशिश यही होती है कि हम सभी के साथ अपने अच्छे रिश्ते बनाकर रखें। पाकिस्तान तो जब से एग्जिस्टेंस में आया है तब से ही बराबर कुछ ना कुछ नापाक हरकतें सीमा पर उसके द्वारा की जाती रहती हैं। और सीज फायर वायलेशन का जहाँ तक सवाल है, 200, 250, 300, 400 बार बराबर वो सीज फायर वायलेशन कभी कभी महीनों में ही करता रहता है, सिलसिला जारी रहता है। लेकिन हमारे सेना के जवान बराबर उसको मुंहतोड़ जवाब देते रहते हैं। और भारत के जवानों ने यह सिद्ध करके दिखा दिया है कि केवल इस पार से ही नहीं, आतंकवाद का सफाया करने के लिए उस पार भी जाकर आतंकवादी ठिकानों पर हमले करने की जरूरत होगी तो भारत कर सकता है। भारत के अंदर वह कुव्वत है, ताकत है।
The Defence Minister said no meaningful solution had emerged from the diplomatic and military level talks with China on the standoff on the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh.
बातचीत का दौर चल रहा था, मिलिट्री लेवल पर भी बातचीत हो रही थी और साथ ही साथ डिप्लोमेटिक लेवल पर भी बातचीत हो रही थी, लेकिन अभी तक कोई कामयाबी मिल नहीं पाई है। अगले राउंड की भी बैठक होगी क्योंकि हाल में ही अभी WMCC यानी डिप्लोमेटिक लेवल पर बातचीत दोनों देशों के बीच हुई है, लेकिन मिलिट्री लेवल पर बातचीत अगले राउंड में होने वाली है, वो कभी भी हो सकती है।
Rajnath Singh reiterated that national security is the #1 priority of the Narendra Modi government. The government is providing maximum facilities to the defence forces.
यदि कोई देश विस्तारवादी है, एक्सपेंशनिस्ट है और भारत के भूमि पर कब्जा करने की कोई कोशिश करता है, तो कि टुकड़े को हड़पने की कोशिश करता है, तो भारत के अंदर वह ताकत है, भारत के अंदर वह कुव्वत है कि किसी भी सूरत में अपनी जमीन को किसी दूसरे देश के हाथ में नहीं जाने देगा, चाहे दुनिया का कोई भी देश हो। नरेंद्र मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में हमारी सरकार बनी है। सुरक्षा हमारी प्राथमिकताओं में नंबर 1 पर रहा है।
Rajnath Singh further said India is developing infrastructure along the border for people living in the area and also for the soldiers deployed there.
हम किसी देश से पर आक्रमण करने के लिए हम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलपमेंट नहीं कर रहे हैं, इस सोच के साथ नहीं। लेकिन यदि पेट्रोलिंग करने हमारा जवान जाता है तो उसकी सुविधा का हमको ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, और साथ ही साथ सीमा पर रहने वाले जो हमारे नागरिक हैं उनकी भी सुविधाओं का ध्यान हमको देना पड़ेगा। उसके लिए भी इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर डेवलप करना सीमा पर, ये आवश्यक है और वह काम कर रहे हैं हम।
The Defence Minister also made it clear that India wants to maintain peaceful relations with all nations. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. President Ramnath Kovind on Wednesday presented the Digital India Awards 2020. Speaking on the occasion, the President said that the awards reflect the vision of the government in making India a digital superpower and also to empower its citizens to achieve their aspirations. He added that India has always been at the forefront in implementing and adopting modern technologies. The President added that IT-driven innovative solutions must be used for economic inclusiveness and social transformation in the remotest corners of the country.
The awards have been instituted to honor exemplary initiatives undertaken by government entities in promoting digital governance. The Digital India Awards reflect the overall vision of the government to empower citizens to achieve their aspirations and make India a digital superpower.
The President acknowledged technological advances in helping the country overcome challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. He noted that digital platforms like Arogya Setu, e-office and video conferencing helped in operational continuity of important services during the lockdown. The President also lauded digital warriors for their role in reducing the hardships due to the pandemic.
Technological advances are often termed as disruptions, but this year they helped us overcome the big disruption to a great extent. India was not only prepared to minimize the adverse impact of mobility restrictions, but also utilized the crisis as an opportunity to march ahead in various arenas. It was possible only because the digital infrastructure has been strengthened in recent years.
Fresh cases of the new mutated strain of coronavirus from the UK have been detected across the country. So far, 20 people have been detected with the mutant variants of SARS-CoV-2 virus that has been reported in the United Kingdom. The tally includes 6 people who were found positive for the new virus strain on Tuesday. The Union Health Ministry said the mutated UK strain was detected in 8 samples at Delhi-based NCDC, 1 at NIBMG, Kalyani, 7 at NIMHANS Bengaluru, 2 in CCMB Hyderabad, 1 at the National Institute of Virology Pune, and 1 at the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology in Delhi. 10 government laboratories are genome sequencing all the positive samples of the UK returnees. 107 samples have been tested in the laboratories so far. The infected people have been put in isolation and their close contacts are being traced and quarantined as well. Meanwhile, the government has extended the suspension of flights to and from the United Kingdom till the 7th of January 2021. Amid concerns over the new strain of the UK virus having entered India, the director of the All India Institute of Medical Sciences has said, if people continue to maintain COVID-appropriate behavior, we can effectively contain its spread in the country. Speaking to Rajya Sabha TV, Professor Randeep Guleria said, people must remain vigilant and continue to take precautions that they have been taking since the outbreak of the pandemic. Listen in.
If we are having good COVID-appropriate behavior, then no matter what be the strain, it will not be able to spread from one person to the other. Therefore, the measures that we started with when this pandemic started become even more important right now in terms of masking, wearing a mask for everyone, even if you are asymptomatic, not creating crowds or not going to crowded places, especially like you mentioned during New Year's Eve, that we should avoid crowded places because they can, or not create crowded crowds because they can become super spreading events.
Yes.
Regularly wash our hands. And if we do that, I think we will continue to have a downward decline.
On the vaccination rollout, Dr. Guleria said, after the UK's approval to Oxford AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine, he is hopeful that it will get regulatory approval in India as well in the next few days. The UK on Wednesday approved the vaccine developed by scientists at Oxford University and produced by AstraZeneca for human use, the second coronavirus vaccine to be cleared for rollout in Britain after the Pfizer-BioNTech jabs.
I think if they look at the entire data, not from India and from the other parts of the world, we will have robust data which may be able to satisfy the regulators that this vaccine is safe, we can give it to our population, it is efficacious, it will work. If that is sort of there and the regulators are satisfied, I'm very hopeful that within the next few days, the regulatory approval will come in as far as the vaccine is concerned. And then in a very short span of time, we will be able to start vaccinating our population based on our priority list.
A look now at the COVID-19 situation in the country. India continued to see a decline in new cases, reporting 20,550 new cases on Wednesday. The nationwide tally rose to over 1.02 crore. Active coronavirus cases fell below 2.62 lakh, accounting for only 2.56% of the total positive cases in the country. With 26,572 new recoveries in the same period, India continues to report more daily recoveries than the daily new cases. The total number of recoveries have crossed 98.34 lakh. The national recovery rate has improved to 95.99%. Also, with 286 new deaths reported in the last 24 hours, the total death toll in India stands at 1,48,439. The COVID-19 case fatality rate stands at 1.45%. The total tests in India have crossed 17 crore, with over 11.2 lakh tests conducted in the last 24 hours. Kerala continues to report the highest daily cases at 5,887, followed by Maharashtra with 3,018 new cases, while West Bengal reported 1,244 new cases in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra saw the maximum fatalities at 68. West Bengal had a fatality count of 30, while national capital Delhi reported 28 new deaths due to coronavirus. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa met Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu on Wednesday in Bengaluru and held discussions on issues related to the state. He was accompanied by Deputy Chief Minister of the state, Govind Karjol, and Home Minister Basavaraj Bommai. The Vice President arrived in Bengaluru on Tuesday. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday called on President Ramnath Kovind at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The Prime Minister briefed the President on domestic and international affairs. According to the President's Secretariat, both of them exchanged good wishes for the year 2021, which promises a brighter future for the people of India. And Prime Minister Modi also remembered Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the 75th anniversary of tricolour hoisting at Port Blair. In a Twitter message, the Prime Minister said, 30th December 1943, a day etched in the memory of every Indian when the brave Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose hoisted the tricolour at Port Blair. To mark the 75th anniversary of this special day, the Prime Minister had gone to Port Blair and also had the honour of hoisting the tricolour. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla on Wednesday called for a high-level probe into the death of Karnataka Legislative Council Deputy Chairman S.L. Dharmagowda. Referring to the incident, the Speaker said, the unfortunate incident in the House when he was in the chair is a serious attack on democracy. He said it is necessary to have a high-level probe through an independent agency into his death. 64-year-old Gowda was found dead on rail tracks in Chikmagalur district of Karnataka in the early hours of Tuesday. He was an MLC belonging to the JDS party. And the nation remembered legendary Indian scientist Vikram Sarabhai on his 49th death anniversary. Considered the father of the Indian space program, Sarabhai was an award-winning physicist, industrialist and innovator who founded the Indian Space Research Organization. Vikram Sarabhai was also the man behind building India's first satellite, the Aryabhat. Sarabhai's vision inspired space scientists and engineers to bring satellite television into India through the Satellite Instructional Television Experiment with NASA in the year 1975. Vikram Sarabhai was awarded the Padma Bhushan in 1966 for his exemplary work. He also went on to receive the Padma Vibhushan in the year 1972, which was awarded to him posthumously. The scientist passed away in the year 1971. Well, 13 people were killed and 12 reportedly injured in a blast at Yemen's Aden airport on Wednesday. The blast occurred after a plane carrying the new Yemen cabinet landed at the airport. Gunfire was also heard at the site of the blast. The cabinet members, including the Prime Minister as well as Saudi ambassador to Yemen, were transferred safely to the city's presidential palace and are reported to be unharmed. So that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, we once again urge all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and don't forget to maintain physical distancing whenever you step outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes from your end to defeat the ongoing pandemic. Good night, and thank you very much for your time.